Good afternoon, welcome to Rovers TV and the LD Nutrition Stadium for this first round of the Super 8 qualifiers between Featherstone Rovers and LEIGH Centurions. Today's sponsors, the big match sponsor is D3 Branding, associate match sponsor Jack Toe, match ball sponsor RV Rug Limited, and man of the match sponsor Nutrition X. Today's teams, Featherstone Rovers, first of all, number 1 Ian Hardman, 18 Scott Turner, 4 Misitao Papa, 23 Josh Hardcastle, 5 Luke Briscoe, 6 Kyle Briggs, 7 Anthony Thackeray, 13 Richard Moore, 9 Keel Carlisle, 8 Daryl Griffin, 12 John Davis, 29 Connor Farrell, 21 James Lockwood. On the interchange, 19 Matty Wildy, 10 Andy Bostock, 14 Frankie Mariano, 28 Sam Brooks. Head coach John Duffy. LEIGH Centurions lineup: 18 Greg McNally, 5 Matty Dawson, 31 Matt Fleming, 34 Sammy Soni Langi, number 1 Mitch Brown, 33 Daniel Mortimer, 7 Josh Drinkwater, 13 Harrison Hansen, 9 Mickey Hyam, 16 Anthony Maria, 11 Corey Peterson, 17 Atalaya Vea, 29 Lachlan Burr. On the interchange for LEIGH, 21 Liam Hood, 35 Greg Richards, 15 Danny Tickle, and 12 Glenn Stewart. The head coach is Neil Dukes, and referee today is James Child. My name's Joanne Fitzpatrick. We're here at the LD Nutrition Stadium. Joining me here in the commentary box are Joe Crabtree and Luke Cooper. Good afternoon, guys.
Good afternoon, Joe. Good afternoon.
So, just having a look down at the two teams here this afternoon. Featherstone Rovers, first of all. John Duffy stuck with the halfback partnership of Kyle Briggs and Anthony Thackeray.
Yeah, it's brilliant. They played real well apparently in the game in Toulouse, and I think they've been training real well as well. So yeah,
the halfback partnership, they haven't had much time together. How surprised were you as a team that it really seemed to hit off from the off in Toulouse?
Well, to be fair, last season we played. They were quite a regular partnership, weren't they, Thax and Briggsy? But yeah, this season they've not really played together as much. But I think they know how each other play, and they've trained all season together. So it'll be well, really.
You've had a few training sessions now, Luke, under John Duffy. What's it been like, the transition? Has there been much of a transition? Has things been changed around a little bit?
Yeah, but it's not really. I think it's because he's coming halfway through the season. He's tried to keep it quite similar, but he's good. You know, he's brought a good team bonding to the sessions. It's been real good.
And he was a halfback when he was a player, wasn't he? So obviously I think the first thing that he wanted to do was to put Briggs back in at standoff with Thackeray and see how that worked, and hopefully get a little bit more creativity in that partnership as well.
Yeah. I think the creativity, we all know, everybody knows Briggs is just a top quality player, and you know, they know what he can bring to a game like for example today. He'll bring, you know, he's going to bring everything towards to get that win really. But he'll do well. He'll do good today, and I think John understands that, and that's the reason why he's playing today.
And a debut for Connor Farrell in the second row as well. It's a big game for him to be making that debut.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it's good that we've managed to bring in somebody of his caliber. Really, and the way he's been training and stuff like that, he's been brilliant. I think he's going to bring an extra dimension to our game.
You've had the introduction of 2 forwards there. As a forward, what's the difference between having a coach who's a halfback like John Duffy and the forward you've had in John Sharp before him?
I don't know really. I think he's bringing more of a ball playing dimension to our game. He's wanting us to play a lot more with the ball, and you know, and be very attacking. But I don't think because he was a halfback in his game. I think he's still bringing that element to the forward, which is brilliant. As well as what John Sharp did as well. So yeah.
Do you think the team needed a bit of a change up?
I think it needed. I didn't think we've done badly this season. I just feel we're a bit more attacking now under Doves. But yeah, I don't think this year's been a disappointment. I mean, look where we are now.
We certainly are here in the first round of the Super 8 qualifiers. We've got the Sky TV personnel here as well, broadcasting it today. There's a lot of press here. LEIGH have come out in numbers, the fans there in the new stand at the railway end of the ground, and Featherstone Rovers fans slowly trickling in from the pubs and bars around here. Just having a look down the LEIGH Centurions team then, the halfback partnership there, they brought Daniel Mortimer in fairly late on in the season, didn't they? So it's an Australian halfback partnership that they've got. I know a lot about Josh Drinkwater. Daniel Mortimer's something I haven't watched a great deal of. I don't know if you have, Joe.
I've seen him a couple of times. He's definitely a talented player, and he's got an awareness, which is what you want as a halfback. However, being fresh into a team late in the season, it's always difficult for one of those more controlling players. The real threat for me, every time I've seen LEIGH this season, though, it's still the wily old fox, Mickey Hyam.
The captain,
I don't know who you think the threats are, Luke.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think they've got threats all over the field, to be fair, but Mickey Hyam is definitely one of the top players for them, and especially at the age he is now, you can just there's no stopping him. He's brilliant. I mean, I've played against him a few times. He's a real tricky player to play against, and you wouldn't think that. You'd think he'd be just slowing down now at the age of 30. Is it 36? Yeah. But yeah, he's brilliant.
And he is, and it's a player that Featherstone will need to keep quiet this afternoon, as they will, obviously, the scum half Josh Drinkwater. As the players come out onto the pitch now, both sets of teams coming out. There's got the fireworks going off again, and smoke, everything going on at the moment for this game. In round one of the Super 8 qualifiers here at the LEIGH Nutrition Stadium. Just having a look at that LEIGH team again as well. The top try scorer for them is on the wing. Perhaps an example of their expansive play. It's Matty Dawson with 12 tries there, top try scorer. But equally, Featherstone Rovers, they've got some good players in that team as well. Scott Turner going through, scoring plenty of tries at the moment. I think he scored a try in the last 6 games that he's played in, Scott Turner, and again showing the way that Featherstone Rovers can also whip it out to the wings. We've seen some cracking tries from Mr. Talapaka when he's been on the wing as well this season.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, all the backs have been playing especially well. They've done quite a lot. I think Scotty's scored more tries than he's played, I think, this season. So he's been absolutely brilliant. Again, Ardy as well, who's just an absolute try-scoring machine, really. So, but we've got, like I say, I think his backs have done real well this season, and scored a lot of tries for us. So it's been good.
And the forwards obviously setting that platform up for the backs to score. I always say that, backs can't score unless the forwards are making the meters down the middle. So we're just about to kick off. Scott Turner's going to do that honour for us. Featherstone Rovers are playing down the slope towards the Post Office Road end in this first half. LEIGH playing towards the railway end. So Scott Turner just about to get this game underway to James Charles' whistle. It's a high kick that goes up into the air. And it's taken well there, but the Featherstone defence is in well. You reckon that's a good first hit up there by the Featherstone defence?
Yeah, definitely. With a good shot there by Briggsy. Got him straight from the off, which is good.
How important is it as a team to get that first hit in well against your opponents, especially Super League opponents like this?
Yeah, definitely. I think as soon as you get into them, it can become a bit demoralising for the team. They know that they're in for a tough game. You don't want them to get an easy roll on upfield and put pressure on our line. But yeah, that's a good first tackle. I mean, they've only got to 40 now, and it's fifth and last, so it's a brilliant first set. Good
defensive set, yeah, from Featherstone Rovers. It is the last tackle. The kick comes in. Pressure was put on Mortimer there as he took the kick. It's a high hanging one though, and it's patted back into Richard Moore's hands by the LEIGH players. So Featherstone Rovers do come up with the ball. They're on their own 30, so it was a bit of an unorthodox kick that came in from Daniel Mortimer there, wasn't it?
crucial that Featherstone came away with the ball there. Could have been a real punishment had Leigh come away with it after a fantastic first tackle.
So Talapapa there with the volley, takes it over the 40-metre line. Carlisle in at dummy half. Griffin now taking it up to halfway. He gets put to the floor by 3 Leigh players. And it's taken now 5 metres short of the 40 by Lockwood. He's at loose forward today. Thackeray puts the kick in on the last. It's taken by Greg McNally there, who's playing full-back for Leigh. But again, it's a good chase by Featherstone Rovers, and the tackle Leigh 12 metres away from their own line.
No mistakes in defence. Completed set ball in hand. How pleased will they be with that start?
Yeah, they'll be very pleased. I know one of us aims were to just complete, because you can't match. I don't think you'll be able to match a Super League side if you keep making errors and letting them get up the field easily. So I mean, completion's massive in our game today. It's going to have to be.
Good tackle by Briggs on Lackland-Burr, then with Carlisle and Davis helping him out. There's a ball put through and it's juggled by Leigh, and they're away at the moment, and the pass comes away to Daniel Morton, who's going to race under the post to score. So LEIGH Centurions get the break up the middle and score the first points of this game after only 2.5 minutes of play.
2 real key players for Leigh there. Mortimer, we said he had that awareness coming into the game, and he spots the gap. Vey, an important strike player for them, goes crashing through and sends them in for the try.
Yeah, it was brilliant try. I think we just shot in a bit. I didn't think we needed to be that tight onto the in the line, but good read by Mortimer and good break by Tillery. Did well to keep hold of that ball then.
He did. He certainly juggled with it, did Vey. I thought he was going to knock the ball on. He didn't, though, and has ended up going away under the posts. So the conversion attempt is going to be a fairly easy one for Josh Drinkwater. So this should put Leigh 6-0 ahead in this game. Not the start that Featherstone Rovers would have been looking for, and often as a team you'd want to keep out your opponents from scoring so early on, Luke.
Yeah. I don't know though. I mean, that first set that Featherstone did were very positive. It's just, I think, it's just a bit of a lack of communication with the defenders. But yeah, I think this might give them a bit of a kick up the backside, and hopefully this next set is going to be real crucial.
Leigh were very clinical there. They had one opportunity and they've taken it from the centre of the field, just a slight opening. Is that clinical nature a bit of a difference between the Super League and the Championship sides?
Yeah, I mean, there's always the saying that they've got more time to work on plays like this, but I think it comes down to just skill, the skill factor. I mean, all the boys have got a great amount of skill at Featherstone. Yeah.
Drinkwater did add the 2, so it is Leigh leading by 6 points to 0 here at the LD Nutrition Stadium in Featherstone, and it's up to Featherstone now to recover from that early score by Leigh and to put pressure back on their opponents, which they are doing now. They're muscling up in defence once again, and as Leigh are still within their own 30, and unfortunately there though, Featherstone, Connor Farrell not getting away from the ruck in enough time. James Child says that he needed to release quicker and Leigh get the penalty.
Yeah, that's not what you want after a try, to give a penalty away. Just marches them upfield. It would have been nice to have completed that set on the 40 and get the kick away, but yeah, the boys are just going to have to front up now. I mean, they know that we can't be giving too many of them away.
And Leigh in a dangerous place now. They're 35 metres away from that Featherstone Rovers try line. Got Hyam in at dummy half. He passes it across the line and it's coming, showing some width there with Lange, and then comes across to Mitch Brown on the wing, and he gets tackled just inside the field of play, but Leigh are up to the 10-metre line, and it comes into the middle now with Lackland-Burr. And he gets the ball away in the tackle, so it's coming out to the right, and Featherstone are exposed a little bit. Scott Turner's gone after get in there with the defence. It's actually Thackeray who finishes off, and Leigh putting a little kick through now, and Moore juggles with it, and unfortunately not able to do anything with it. And Anthony Maria it is who goes in for a try for Leigh. So back-to-back tries for Leigh.
I think that would easily preventable as well. I think that was just a mistake in communication again between, I think it was Ardo and Maury. But yeah, that should have been dealt with, I think.
It's unfortunate to concede a try like that with the awkward bounce. Will it be somewhat disheartening because it was preventable?
You could say that, but I think like the lads are all mentally strong. They know how big of an occasion today is, and I think they've got that in their head already. But they'll be fine with it. They'll be fine with it. I think it's just a matter of getting a bit of ball, maybe try and get a repeat set, and just try and put a bit of pressure on these men downhill. What
sort of conversations will be going on behind the post so we can see them all grouped together having a chat?
I think they'll be just saying now how important it is to complete this next defensive set without giving away a penalty, because they know back-to-back sets is not what they want against a team like Leigh.
So it's Featherstone Rovers 0, LEIGH Centurions 12 after almost 8 minutes of playing this game. Really important that Featherstone Rovers do get the next score on the board here. Scott Turner kicks the game off. It's a long high one, and it's taken there by Brown. Leigh taking it up again. The Featherstone defence in well. They seem to do this bit well. It's just in the, when Connor Farrell gave that penalty away, that's what led to the Leigh second try. So it's really important they have a clean set of 6 here. It's coming out to that right-hand side with Veyer.
There's no defensive line moving forward on that short side, so that's a bit of a worry for me, if I'm honest.
So Leigh just short of the 40. Comes to the try scorer, Maria. He takes it up a couple of metres short, so it's the last tackle. Featherstone got through this defensive set well. Still in their own half of Leigh, and the kick's going to come through. It's drilled down the centre of the field. Ian Hardman there to collect it. He's on his 350th career appearance today, is Ian Hardman, so congratulations to him. Luke Briscoe now taking the ball up.
You picked up then that the line was moving up slower on the far side. Who are the kind of characters in that team who can make sure they pick up that intensity and that's sorted out?
I think all those middles really, they show this real intensity when they're defending, and they're always in the face and they're always moving forward. I think if anything, we're going to have to get just some talk from the middles, just tell them to get forward, because I noticed a few times, then 2 or 3 times, they didn't move as far forward as what they should have done.
Great kick by Anthony Thackeray there, showing great game management. It was a good set of 6 by Featherstone Rovers. They took it forward patiently up the field, and then that kick from Thackeray goes in to touch about 10 metres away. So the scrum's going to be set there. So that must give them an uplift to get through that set of 6 safely, Luke.
Yeah, that'll have been very positive for them. I mean, they've started here on the 10, and this set here will be very important to keep them down here. The line speed's got to be absolutely massive.
So this scrum, as I said, set on the Leigh 10. Inside the back, taken up. Good defence there, though, by Carlisle, Davis and Lockwood. Leigh now 25 metres away from their own line, and the penalty's given. Richard Moore with a second go at Samisoni Langi. Oh, it's disheartening. Actually, a hand in there at the play of the ball. Disheartening for Featherstone to be giving these penalties away.
Yeah, it is definitely. It's we should be. We know better than to be giving away too many penalties. We know even in the championship, it'll back-to-back penalties and marching them upfield will obviously hurt us, and it's happened to us a few times this season. And as you can see now, Leigh are trying to expand their play a bit more.
Yeah, throwing the ball about, offloading at the moment at will, Ali, and going down the middle with Mickey Hyam, but he's met by Richard Moore. Leigh 22 metres away from the Featherstone line, so they're in the danger area. Ball's going to be swung out to this right-hand side with Veya. Such a strong player is Atelier Veya, but Featherstone defence handling well on that occasion. And 15 metres out of Leigh at the moment. It comes to Mortimer. Mortimer then to Maria. Maria throws the ball away, and Veya actually does well to take it. Featherstone crowd thought it was a knock-on. It's the last tackle for Leigh. Comes into the middle with Mortimer. Mortimer dances around past Thackeray, and he puts a grubber kick through. Talapapa takes it well and does well to stay in the field of play there.
Class that. They were real good from Missy.
Harrison Hansen's been very impressive for me for Leigh so far. Who do you think have been those players that have been making the difference so far in the game?
What's the French players? Is it the prop forward?
Maria, Anthony Maria.
Yeah, he's been. I think he's been.
He's a beast.
Yeah, he's been offloading at will, really. But I think there's, like you say, Hansen's been brilliant. Oh, we didn't need that.
Briggs with a kick on the last. It ricocheted off a Leigh player. It is still the last, so Leigh are going to get the turnover on the Featherstone 30. It wasn't the best kick by Briggs. It was good pressure on him, to be fair, but he wasn't able to get the kick away that he needed, and the ball's going to be played by Anthony Maria on the Featherstone 30, so it's back-to-back pressure. They weren't able to clear it from that set of 6. They hadn't made many metres up the field, hadn't Featherstone, so Leigh with another 5 tackles to attack the Featherstone line here, and it's that man Maria that Luke's just pointed out, taking it over the 20-metre line. Hyam in at dummy half. Comes to the left, and a great hit there by James Lockwood, but Leigh has still managed to get the ball. They've lost a little bit of ground there, and Briggs in to finish Mortimer off, and Leigh player there certainly felt that hit on him. Was it McNally, I think? And now down the middle, Corey Peterson. We've seen what damage he can do. Hyam going from dummy half, and he's lost the ball. So Connor Farrell picks it up just under his post, and he takes it from the try line 3 metres out. The referee's going to call a scrum, though, because it was lost by Mickey Hyam. It was a knock-on, so Featherstone going to get the put in at this scrum on their own 10.
Big hitted defence there from James Lockwood. Is that where Featherstone can really gain an advantage, showing a bit of that roughness from the championship?
Yeah, we've spoke about this all week, about being aggressive against Leigh. We know how aggressive they can be with playing them last year, and it's just about giving them, like you say, that bit of element of championship rugby where it's aggressive, tough, and physical.
Ian Hardman now with the ball from the scrum, and he takes it up just short of the 20. Connor Farrell. Hit put on by him by Veya. James Lockwood with the ball now takes it over the Featherstone 30. Comes to Briggs to Davis. Davis in a little bit of space, but Leigh able to tackle him. It's a good quick play of the ball, though. Featherstone Rovers keeping the run going. A suspicion of Leigh being offside at that, but last tackle comes in. Carlisle puts the kick in, and it's taken at the back, and Featherstone with a good chase there.
Yeah, that was a real good tackle, that from McNally, from the boys against McNally. It's just important now we slow it down, keep it at our pace. We don't want it to get to Leigh's pace. Again,
Hardcastle not clearing the ruck. He had a second go at Mitch Brown, and Featherstone being caned in the penalty count. It's 3 penalties to 0 at the moment that James Charles given against Featherstone Rovers. It is Featherstone Rovers 0, LEIGH Centurions 12 after 15 minutes of play, 16 minutes of play even.
That's the last 3 times on the trot that Featherstone have allowed Leigh to come out of their own half with a penalty. How important is that they win the territorial battle against the clinical side?
Well, you have to complete your sets really, and like you see again, just giving away another penalty.
Oh
no, it's to Featherstone. So
Corey Peterson moved off the mark. So
right,
I think Featherstone were a bit lucky to get away with that because they were straddling Corey Peterson, but he decided to move forward to play the ball, and James Child's actually given Featherstone their first penalty of the game. Really important that a relieving penalty, and just gives the defensive forwards a little bit of a break and a breather.
Are you a little relieved to see him moving off the mark penalty going Featherstone's favour, Joe?
Always goes against Featherstone, that. So Daryl Griffin now charging forward, takes it over the 40, the Leigh 40. Tries to get to his feet to play the ball. Carlisle taking it forward to Briggs, to Thackeray, to Hardman. Hardman takes it over the 20. Featherstone hoping to show what they can do with ball in hand now. Comes back to Thackeray. Thackeray holds the ball and gives it to Briggs, who shows it, but then keeps hold of the ball and gets tackled on the 10. So this is Featherstone's first attack on the Leigh line. Richard Moore now with the ball. He was looking to offload it, wasn't able to. The Leigh defenders prevented him from doing so. He plays the ball 5 metres out. It comes to Thackeray. Thackeray with a short ball to Farrell. Farrell takes it forward. He's a couple of metres short, and it's the last tackle. The ball comes into the middle with Griffin. Griffin's going for the line. Has he got the ball down? James Child looks. I think he's going to give the try. Daryl Griffin with a wonderful prop forwards try there under the post for Featherstone Rovers to get their first points on the board of the game.
Absolute determination to get that ball down from Griffin. What does that feel like as a pro?
I don't know. I haven't scored, so but I'll let you know when I find out. But yeah, he'll be excited with that. I mean, us forwards, we don't seem to get many tries, especially I think there's only Bozzy who's scored quite a few. So there's Richie and Griffin and myself and a few others who really seem to get a try. So I'll enjoy that. But that's exactly what Featherstone needed, if I'm honest. They needed that bit of a lift, and hopefully now it can progress now. 12-4 should be 12-6. Yeah, that's exactly what we needed.
Well, that commentary segment's going on the end of season highlights reel.
And that was the first attack that Featherstone Rovers had done on the Leigh line, so they've breached it already, and it shows that they can do that. So confidence boosters. Hardman puts the 2 over to add the 2, so that's Featherstone Rovers 6, LEIGH Centurions 12 after 19 minutes of play here at the LD Nutrition Stadium. So as I was saying, Luke, it is a confidence booster, is that, isn't it? Oh
yeah, definitely. I mean, that should have lifted the spirits of the boys up. It's just important now that we complete this next set. Don't give away any errors, and kick the ball down there into their half of the field. Then we've got to have another defensive set. We can't afford to let this bit of a lift slip now.
In terms of the opposition, they've had the dominant hand in this match so far, but with it so close, will that put a bit of doubt in their minds?
Yeah, I mean, they've had the penalty count, surely, but it's just proved that if we get down there, we can also play. You know, it's we've just got to be able to get down there, though. That's the thing.
Talapapa got injured in that tackle there as he was going down. It was a good run by Talapapa as he went in, and he just swerved, and I think a Leigh hand caught him there high. So, but I think it wasn't anything illegal. Let's have a look on the slow-mo over there. Can't see anything really, but I think it was as he was going down, he got caught.
Yeah, Missy does have this low running stance, and it's one of the reasons why he's so awkward for defenders to come up against. What's it like when a winger comes and scoots inside?
It's like he runs with his head. He's got no fear as Missy, and I respect that so much. He's just one of the hardest players to try and tackle, I think, in the game. He must be. He's absolutely brilliant. But if you look at his whole back line, I mean, we've got players all around the field who run and fight, and they don't really stop. I mean, when I get tackled, I think, right, let me have a minute. Let me have a minute now. But they just seem to be able to go all day.
He's up on his feet, is Missy, so that's good news. Just say as well after that, the penalty's gone to Featherstone for a high tackle, so it was illegal. Mickey Iams just having a chat with James Child about it.
he'll be one player. He always goes in and loves chatting to the referee. He loves slowing game down.
Old man in it,
yeah, exactly. He's a veteran, isn't he? So
yeah. So Featherstone in a good position now. They're going to take the tap on the 30 with Keele Carlisle. Comes out to Thackeray to Moore. Moore's met by a brick wall there. They were in Leigh colours with Maria coming in and Vaya. Manages to play the ball though, and it comes out to Briggs. Briggs shows it and gets it to Hardman, and then Hardman offloads it to Briscoe, but he's tackled by Brown. But Briscoe took some putting down there, and he's 18 metres away from that lay line. It comes into the middle with Briggs. Briggs showing it to Thackeray, passes it to Thackeray, then it goes to Farrell, who gets tackled on the 10. Carlisle now to Moore. Moore driving it forward towards that Leigh line. He gets the ball away. It goes behind the player though, and it comes out now though to Davis to create some space here on Featherstone. Briscoe gets tackled 6 metres away from the line. Still a couple of tackles left in this set of 6 for Featherstone to do something. Davis. That's the last tackle. So Carlisle in at dummy half. He shapes it and he gives it to Briggs, who puts a little rubber kick through, and Leigh don't deal with it at all, and end up having to pat it back, and it's a dropout forced.
Yeah, that was a brilliant set. That's exactly what we needed. Back-to-back sets now. Let's see how Leigh handle this.
Certainly, like you say, it's great to get a repeat set. Featherstone feeling confident at the moment. Leigh just we made a substitution there, I think, and Keele Carlisle retrieves it from the dropout. It goes to Richard Moore. Moore gets the ball away again in the tackle, and it comes to Lockwood. Second time in quick succession that Moore's been able to offload in the tackle, and we know he does like to offload. It comes out to the left now with Thackeray. Thackeray shows a dummy, but Leigh are alert to it, and they tackle him on the Leigh 20. Carlisle in now to Farrell. Farrell down that left-hand side. Takes it up to 8 metres away from the line. Featherstone with plenty of tackles left in this set. Slow play the ball. Comes to Thackeray. Thackeray to Briggs. Briggs to Hardman. Along the line to Hardcastle. Hardcastle, if he can get the ball away to Briscoe. Briscoe steps inside. Briscoe's going for the line. He's just tackled short though. Chance for Featherstone Rovers there. Just inches away from the line. Luke Briscoe. It comes to Briggs. Briggs puts a little kick through, it goes through Leigh, hits the Leigh legs, and they manage to dive on the ball, so Leigh survived the onslaught by Featherstone Rovers there.
Featherstone looking very threatening out wide. Josh Hardcastle against Super League opposition, he doesn't look like an NCL centre.
No, he's like I say, he's been a bit of a revelation, hasn't he, for Featherstone. He came out of practically nowhere. I think the only people who knew of his name knew how good he was with the Lions team, and he's definitely showed the championship what he can do, and whenever he's played and he's been outstanding every time.
And it wasn't given. It's the last tackle for Leigh, and they're throwing it around. They'd only made it up to the 30. Oh, and it's back to Warren. They're saying that it was played. I think Featherstone entirely unlucky there. Featherstone with a great defensive set that kept Leigh within their own 30 in that set of 6. But Leigh managed to, when the look's going for you, it's going for you. They definitely came up with a forward pass, and they're going down that right-hand wing now, and a last-ditch tackle by Featherstone. Leigh are on the Featherstone 30. They've made some metres forward there. Glenn Stewart now with the ball. He's the man who came on for Anthony Maria in that substitution for Leigh. It's 20 metres away from the Featherstone line. Hyam going himself from dummy half. His opposite number, Keele Carlisle, tackles him though, and he's 9 metres away from that Featherstone line. Danger time for Featherstone as there's a move on here for Mitch Brown, and he goes in that left-hand corner for a try for LEIGH Centurions. Featherstone caught out by that move. From that move by Leigh, and Leigh score, and they're up to 16 points. Featherstone 6. 16 minutes left to half-time.
Featherstone looking so positive down the other end. Then they're unfortunate that the tackle count's wiped. Leigh eventually get up the other end of the field, swing it out wide, and it's a fine finish from Brown in the corner.
Yeah, brilliant finish. Yeah, that was a bit of a shame that I think we dealt with them defensively down at their end of the field, and just a shame that somebody stuck the foot out and got the repeat set. It's not what we needed at that time.
I think the annoying thing was just before, I mean, they made a real mess at LEIGH in that last tackle play. And I think it was a real shame because there was actually a forward pass just before. I think it was Mitch Brown that tried to put that kick in, and it was a panic kick, and it just hit a Featherstone Rovers leg, like you say. It's too tempting to go for it, isn't it? And LEIGH ended up with the try in the corner from Mitch Brown. Josh Drinkwater's got a difficult conversion attempt. It's on the left-hand touchline. Featherstone looking to make a quadruple substitution with Brooks, Wildy, Mariano and Bostock going to enter the field. Is that, do you think, a Duffy ploy that to bring 4 people on at once, Luke?
I think what he's trying to do is maybe freshen the pack up. They know how hard they've worked. You know, they've had to do quite a few repeat sets before actually touching the ball. But I think this change will obviously give us a lift now. We've got some big impact on that bench. Bozzy, especially Wildy, brilliant, 2 brilliant players who can always make an impact.
And it's Lockwood, Carlisle and Griffin, and I presume more that will be coming off. As Drinkwater goes for his conversion attempt, he pulls it across the face of the post, so it remains Featherstone Rovers 6, LEIGH Centurions 16 in this game, the first round of the Super 8 qualifiers. And it is Richard Moore that leaves the field. So Featherstone with 4 fresh players on. I think LEIGH brought a couple on as well.
Glenn Stewart came on for Maria as the earlier substitution.
I think there's another one being done as well. I need to check. Mitch Brown takes the kick-off. It was a high-hanging one from Turner. Greg Richards has come on for LEIGH, but I'm not sure who. Oh, Harrison Hansen is replaced, who's down there. So LEIGH 25 metres away from their own line, taking the ball forward.
Sam Brooks there in the tackle for Featherstone. Then alongside Fowler, of course, a new introduction. How have they come into the squad?
Oh yeah, they've both been brilliant. They've allowed the transition, obviously the transition between new coaches, new players, and they've just fitted in perfectly. I mean, they're all a good laugh, and
there's a kick here. It's foiled. Luke Briscoe eventually takes it though, and it was a decent defensive set by Featherstone Rovers. Andy Bostock came up with a great hit, and Ian Hardman taking it forward now. He's 25 metres away from his own line, but it was a tricky kick there from Mortimer that had been put through for Briscoe to deal with. Scott Turner now taking the ball up in the middle of the field. Comes to Bostock, his first carry of the game. Gets tackled just short of the 40. Wildy in at dummy half. He's gone to the hooking roll after replacing Carlisle. So Mariano now with the ball as well. Just short of the halfway line, Featherstone, it's the last. So comes to Thackeray. Thackeray puts a kick through. He's going for that touch line. He's going to make LEIGH bring it from a scrum about 22 metres away from their own line.
Or a good kick. It's nice to just slow the game down, you know, when it's going so fast. Yeah, this will be good. Good bit of time for Featherstone to get the best back.
We've seen a fair bit of Anthony Thackeray kicking for the touchline this season. What kind of benefit does that give you in terms of being able to set the defence?
Well, I know for me personally, it gives me a chance to have a rest. But yeah, it's good enough to. I always like it when the ball goes out of play. That's one of my favourites.
Langy now with the ball. Takes it up. Featherstone messing around a little bit on the ruck, and James Child allows them to do that this time. So LEIGH with the ball now 32 metres away. It's a very slow play. The ball by Greg Richards is that.
It was an Andy Bostock special.
Hyam now in at dummy half. He lays the ball off to Glenn Stewart, who takes it up to halfway. Hyam again in. Takes it up himself to the 40, and it's the last tackle for LEIGH. Mortimer himself from dummy half puts the kick in. It goes behind Harman. Harman's happy to let that ball go dead, and Featherstone are going to get a 7-tackle, 20-metre tap here.
Much better defensive set from the Rovers. These new forwards have come onto the field, and some of those play the balls are absolutely glacial.
Yeah, definitely. They've definitely slowed the LEIGH attack up, which is helping us set his defensive line, and hopefully now we can attack. Like, we've got people like Missy, who's just like I said before, runs with no fear. Make some yards on them.
Mariano with the ball, he plays it just over the 40 line, and Wilde passes it to the left-hand side. Featherstone fans in front of us screaming for Leigh offside. They feel that they're getting up too quickly, and as we look there, they're all stood in front of James Child. Whether he's taking them back an extra few metres, Joe as a refereeing insider, what do you think of that?
They're creeping over on this left flank particularly. Luckily, Featherstone didn't bring it out that far. It had too much impact, but Plummer's there offside and needs to get pulled at some point.
But it's the touch judge's responsibility, isn't it, to spot things, would you say, in terms of offside? Because often the referee's looking at the play of the ball, is he?
The touch judge is going to be in communication with the referee. There's only a certain amount the referee can see, but the touch judge can't have a direct impact unless it's touch or foul play.
Okay.
That's his immediate responsibility, but as with everything, it's an advisory role, and
sort of,
they are following the line.
You might want to check them for offside, yeah. James. So Leigh, it was a good kick to touch by Featherstone Rovers. Leigh having to bring it away from the scrum, as they so often have had to do in this game. They're 30 metres away from their own line. Comes into the middle now with Greg Richards. 3 Featherstone Rovers players in the tackle. Kicks coming in early in this set by Leigh. Comes up the field to Hardman, so Hardman going to bring it forward. Early kick there by Leigh. It wasn't the last tackle, was it? Any reason why we think they might have done that?
They'll probably just wanted to put try and be a bit more aggressive defensively with them, maybe. I know Featherstone, when they've been defending, because they haven't made many yards. So maybe they're just trying to get rid of the ball and try and keep them down in our end of the field, but I don't think that's going to work. Good offload there by Buzz.
Certainly was, yeah. It's a really effective offloader. Featherstone up to halfway, and it is true that Leigh have tended to make their metres forward on the back of penalties that have been given away by Featherstone. Briggs gets the ball out to Thackeray. Thackeray's looking to get it to Talapapa. Talapapa takes it up to the Leigh 30. It's the last tackle. He's looking for a quick play of the ball, and the penalty goes to Featherstone. Talapapa is so good at gaining Featherstone penalties when he has the ball in hand, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely. He's like I say, he's probably one of his best go forward, and he's like I said before, he fights all the time. That's why he's probably one of the best, the hardest people to tackle in the game in the championship anyway.
So Featherstone going to get a set of 6 now within the Leigh 30. Mariano takes it over the 20, so 5 tackles left here for Featherstone Rovers. Going towards half-time as well, so Featherstone get the ball away. What a great ball to Bostock. Bostock to Brooks. Brooks to Mariano. Mariano taking it forward, but the Leigh players there to tackle Mariano. Just shot. That was a fantastic ball there. Comes across to Bostock. Bostock's trying to force his way over the line. He's not able to. He just gets tackled up short. He's not tackled over the line. Wildine at dummy half. He gets the ball away. It's not the best, but Briggs picks it up well. Cartman with a little kick through for Hardcastle. It doesn't bobble just right for him, though, and he manages to take it, though. Featherstone still with the ball, 8 metres away. It was inventive stuff. It comes to Davis, who juggles, and he manages to keep hold. Lost a little bit of momentum. He gets tackled 5 metres out. It's the last tackle. Wildy to Briggs. Briggs to Bostock. Bostock, though, had to juggle. He gets the ball away. Thackeray pats it back. It comes out to left-hand side to Talapapa. Talapapa not able to do anything with it, but it's back to 1. The referee shouted, so Featherstone going to get a repeat set of 6 here. The 5 metres out, and Talapapa's got another penalty for Featherstone Rovers. They're really turning the heat on here with 7.5 minutes left to half-time.
Fluent rugby from Featherstone there, really showing Leigh what they're capable of with ball in hand.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, especially now when Duff's come in, he's brought another element to his attack, and I think it's just shown then.
Sam Brooks plays the ball on the 10. It comes across to the left to Thackeray. Thackeray with the ball to Talapapa. Leigh defending well there, though, on Talapapa. He gets tackled 5 metres short. Farrell going himself from dummy half. Again, gets tackled, and Talapapa in at dummy half now. Featherstone going forward. It's got Thackeray to Bostock. He gets the ball back again to Wildy. They're keeping the ball alive here with Featherstone. Davis with a pass out to Briscoe. Briscoe one-on-one with Brown. Tries to get the ball down. He gets the ball down as Briscoe. I think the referee's going to go to the video ref for this one. I think he wants to check the grounding. Let's see if it's a try. See what he says.
That will have been an unbelievable finish from Briscoe. And from here, it definitely looked like he got it down. Yeah,
it looked from me as well. It was a brilliant try. It took a lot of muscling over, but he's. We'll see what happens here now.
Do we know if he gave an on-field try decision, the ref?
I didn't see.
Percy the pit pony was stood in front of me, so I couldn't see it.
Knock on. No try.
I couldn't see because Percy the pit pony there to see whether he got the ball down and whether it was a try. However, it isn't, so Featherstone heart's broken. How important would that have been to get that try there? But Leigh are going to get the tap on the 20. They survive. Great play by Featherstone Rovers, so keeping the ball alive in attack. That's what the fans want to see down here at the LD Nutrition Stadium.
Regardless of the grounding, they've still created that opening, but is it a sense of, can that be disheartening when you've come so close?
Oh no, definitely not. Look at that. Like the defensive lines there is just absolutely forced the mistake there, and now we've just made a break.
Talapapa, it's the free play. Talapapa gets the ball away, and it's lost, but it's going to be brought back because it was a free play. So we should be seeing a scrum back 35 metres away. Davis has stayed there. He knew where the scrum were going to be set. I think getting some attention, but great hit by, I think it was Bostock and Hardcastle on the lead player for him to lose the ball. It's on the 40 actually, where the scrum's going to be.
Oh no, that's going to be that's a massive lift that for Featherstone to have a try disallowed, have them attack, have Leigh attack, and then force the mistake as well. So, and then even in that free play, Leigh looked a bit panicky. Took a last ditch tackle to make him knock on, but this is very positive at the minute from Featherstone. They should be very pleased with themselves.
Rovers reinforcing in defence there and then showing flair in attack. Really looks like they've got the Centurions on the ropes.
It does. Thackeray from the scrum, he lays it back to Josh Hardcastle. Featherstone about 36 metres away from that Leigh line. Bostock, how effective has he been since he's come on the field in both attack and defence? He gets tackled just short of the 30. It's 5.5 minutes left to half time. Comes to Sam Brooks. Passes it to Thackeray. Thackeray holds it up with a short pass to Farrell, but Farrell gets tackled and there's men in the ruck there, but referees says play on, it's okay. Sam Brooks takes it over the 20. Featherstone still with a few tackles left, and Wildy in at dummy half gets it across to the left to Thackeray, who gets the inside pass to Mariano. Mariano still going, he's about 3 metres short. There's the last tackle. A lot of messing about in the ruck there. It comes to Thackeray. Thackeray with a wild pass to Hardman. Hardman to Hardcastle. It's still the last tackle here, and I think Hardcastle's going to get wrapped up, so not the end to the set of 6 that Featherstone would have been looking for there. Perhaps the wild pass there from Thackeray to Hardman that created that lack of momentum.
Still turning it over in the right area ultimately though, and Featherstone's still on top here. Important to keep up that intensity.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's 4.5 minutes left now. It's important that we keep working as hard and then going to half time with a positive.
15 metres away from their own line, Leigh at the moment, and desperately trying to bring it away and get through this Featherstone defence. Comes forward now with Greg Richards. He plays the ball. Bring it back across to the right with Veyer. Veyer takes it up to the 40. Looks like Mickey Hyams left the field for Leigh. Liam Hood it is that's replaced him and is playing hooker. Equally a good hooker is Liam Hood. Well, perhaps not equally, but it's still a decent hooker. That's going to go out on the full from Leigh, though. That kick on the last. So Featherstone Rovers taking advantage. We've got Leigh rattled here. They're bringing in the errors, are the Centurions?
Yeah, that would. I think they're just playing quite panicky now. Actually, they're trying to do play for play, and I think it's not coming off as well as what they thought it would do. Featherstone now have an opportunity where they can put even more pressure than what they have been doing on the line.
Stop it to Briggs. Briggs dummied to Davis, and Davis got tackled without the ball. Briggs not happy with his attention in the ruck there. He's looking at the ref. It comes to Bostock. Bostock with a poor pass though to Thackeray. It was over his head. Referee's given a knock on. So Leigh are going to get the put in at that scrum 25 metres away. It wasn't the best pass to Thackeray, was it, from Bostock?
No, and we've been working on a bit of that this week, just as passing accuracy and stuff like that. So, and Bozzy's normally one of his better passers, so maybe that's just a bit of a lapse in concentration.
Yeah, really uncharacteristic, like you say. Is usually a good passer of the ball. So Leigh with the ball from this scrum. It's important that Featherstone keep the concentration up here in defence, and with only 2 minutes 45 left to half time, that they keep Leigh out before half time. Comes into the middle now. Short pass there from Glenn Stewart, it was, yes. Stewart back with the ball now, taking it forward. Leigh are just over 30 metres out away from that Featherstone line. Pudding at dummy half, gets it away to Drinkwater. Drinkwater holds it up to McNally, and now, oh, it's a high tackle there. So on Samsione Langi by Luke Briscoe. So Leigh get a penalty. Going to take the tap. They're 15 metres away from the line. They've not had the ball in hand up near the Featherstone line for what seems like an age, haven't Leigh? And as we enter the last couple of minutes of this first half, they're going to get an attack on the Featherstone line. It's up to the Featherstone defence to keep them out, and the ball's whipped across to the right-hand side. Talapapa with a great tackle there over on that right-hand side, the right-hand side of Leigh attack. And the ball's taken forward with Greg Richards. Now he's 5 metres away from the Featherstone line. Plays the ball slowly. Comes into the middle to Drinkwater. Drinkwater with a short pass to Peterson, who puts it to the floor. So Featherstone Rovers going to get the scrum on the 10 there.
That's crucial for Featherstone. They've been the dominant force in this last 15 minutes, and to concede a try there would have been a cutting blow.
Oh yeah, definitely. It'd have been a better blow, because they've been playing excellent this last 15-20 minutes, and let's even hope they can do it. There's a minute left, not adding extra time. Let's see what they can do with this next attacking set.
So 10 metres out, Briggs feeds the scrum. So Featherstone 12 metres away now, 15 metres, going to play this ball. Comes into the middle with Farrell. Into the dying seconds of this first half, and it comes at Featherstone whipping it across the line to Hardcastle, but he's tackled by Lange. Briggs to Brooks. Brooks taking it forward. Wilding at dummy half. Thackeray with the kick forward. Goes straight into McNally's arms. Not sure exactly what that was when, with 10 seconds left in the half, surely it just gone with the ball. But as it happens, Featherstone tackle McNally. Featherstone Rovers 6, LEIGH CENTURIONS 16. Featherstone recovering from that early onslaught. Those early points from Leigh, it was looking worrying at one point, but as our summariser Luke Cooper said, the lads won't be panicking, and they certainly didn't, and they definitely came back, and I'd say that they finished that first half as the stronger team. Yeah,
definitely. They've handled with all the pressure that Leigh have put on them. The penalty count were against them at the earlier on in the game. They've been, and I'm sure that half will have definitely been a positive. The scoreline maybe not as positive on when you look at it, but they'll be very pleased with that half, and they'll be hoping now to kick on into the second half and start where they left off.
Very promising end then. So what will be being said at half time to make sure that they keep up the way they finish?
All right, we're just talking about momentum and keeping to the game plan, and just being aggressive with them. Really, we've got to match them really with the physical strength that they have, and make sure we don't be giving away too many penalties, because we noticed that when we were getting back-to-back sets, they were rolling us up the field, and they scored a few points on behind that. So. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see the start of this second half. We all know that Super League clubs are always tend to be a lot fitter. So later on in the game, it's going to be good to keep our fatigue levels quite good. So yeah.
What difference does it make? I mean, Featherstone are going up that slope. There's always a big thing made about the slope at this ground. Does it make that much of a difference? Because what forwards say is, well, you have to keep running it back in defence anyway, don't you? That slope?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the slope's there, but you never seem to notice it as much in the game. I don't think it's a big issue. It never has been, and I think we can deal. Especially the team we've got now. We know we've won quite a lot of games coming up the hill, so I think we've proved that we can handle it, and I don't think it's an issue. It might be an issue to them, maybe, I don't know, but for us, we'll be fine with it.
From what you've seen in that first half, then, where are the areas where Fev can gain the advantage?
As first three tackles, really, it's going to be important that we start off the sets with positive. As defence is going to have to be absolutely top notch as well, because we know the fact that LEIGH are going to want to come out, because they know they've been put under pump for the last 20-25 minutes. That they're going to have to come out, so we've got to have to deal with them defensively.
Right, we're going to take a break for half time, so join us in a few minutes, and hopefully Featherstone Rovers will come back fighting and show the form that they went into that half-time interval with.
Yeah. Radio. Yeah.
Welcome back to this second half of this round 1 Super 8 qualifiers game between Featherstone Rovers and LEIGH Centurions. Scoreline at halftime is Featherstone Rovers 6, LEIGH Centurions 16. Featherstone Rovers certainly finishing that first half the stronger of the two teams. Featherstone under pressure very early in that game, but they didn't panic, they didn't let it get to them, and they certainly had LEIGH on the rack as they went into half-time. Featherstone going to be playing up the slope. They're out on the field already. John Duffy's just taken his position back in to the coach's box. LEIGH coming out onto the pitch now. They'll have had a half-time talking to by Neil Dukes, so it's important that Featherstone are ready for that, Joe.
I think if Featherstone had come out in that first half and steamrolled the Centurions, then we'd have a bit disappointed, because the qualifiers wouldn't be the elite competition we wanted to be part of. But Featherstone fought all season to get in that top 4, to play some top-level Super League sides, and LEIGH is showing that they have got a bit of class. They've got that high skill level that Luke talked about in the first half, and they're giving the Rovers a real test. Now, can Featherstone show they'll match that? They'll show that in this half.
LEIGH with the kick-off then. It's taken by Matty Wilde. He gives it to Andy Bostock, who takes it forward. Featherstone going to have the hands on the ball for the first set of 6. There's 4 LEIGH players in there on Bostock to put him to the floor, and he gets up, plays the ball, looks at James Charles. Sam Brooks now taking it forward. Brooks takes it over the 20, wrestles with a couple of the LEIGH players. They don't get off him straight away, though, and Mariano now passes it to Thackeray. Thackeray to Davis. Davis with a poor pass behind Hardcastle, but Briscoe's there to mop up, and Briscoe plays the ball on his own 20. Davis now on the charge. Davis making amends for that poor pass, and Wilde just gets into dummy half in time there. It was a quick play of the ball. Great ball by Bostock, and a high tackle there on Featherstone. The referee says play on. I think he's playing advantage, and Mariano's down the left-hand centre. He shows the ball, and he gets tackled. It's back to 1, so Featherstone going to get a set of 6 within the LEIGH 30, and Thackeray gives the ball to Bostock. Bostock gets put to the floor, though. He's 20 metres out. Featherstone in a dangerous position here as Wilde is in at dummy half, and he gives it to Briggs, to Davis. Davis takes it forward towards the 20-metre line. He gets tackled, and there's holding down, so it's a penalty to Featherstone Rovers.
That were no panic on that run there by Frankie. Just brilliant set, and then to gain the penalty close to the line is a brilliant way to start the game. Brooks takes it over the 10-metre line. He gets tackled, and Wilde from dummy half gives it to Thackeray. Thackeray with a short ball.
Farrell agonisingly close there on this left side.
Farrell plays the ball to Tower Papa, and he gets it into the middle with Thackeray, who shows it once and goes for the line himself. LEIGH players there in the tackle on him, though, and he gets tackled just short. Wilde in at dummy half. Comes across to Briggs. Briggs to Davis, but that's good LEIGH defence on Davis. Read that play between Briggs and Davis well, and tackle him on the 10. Lost a bit of ground there. Featherstone. Sam Brooks now to Bostock. Bostock to Mariano in the middle. Oh, it's a forward pass, though. So Featherstone Rovers getting pinged for the forward pass. It's going to be a scrum to LEIGH on the 10.
Disappointing from the Rovers, but they're definitely looking dangerous early goals.
Yeah, we are. Like I said, that's a brilliant start. 2.5 minutes in, and we've already had some positive attack from the lads. So it's all going to come down to this first defensive set now, and see what we can do with it.
So LEIGH with this ball taking it forward, and it's Lange, I think, who's broken that first tackle, but eventually gets put to the floor on the 20. He's taken a hit there because he's gone back to the ground, and the LEIGH physio will have to come on and attend to him. It's taken forward. Now is the ball, and LEIGH making the meters forward, and the penalty's given against Featherstone Rovers. Markers not standing square. Matty Wilde, I think it was, who we pointed out there. So LEIGH going to get marched up the field, some extra easy meters on the back of that penalty.
That's disappointing from the Rovers. It was a really positive start to this second half, getting right up the other end of the field, putting LEIGH under pressure, but then a knock-on concedes possession and they piggyback them upfield with that penalty.
They're going to take the tap on the Featherstone 40 now, Ali, and Lang is going to have to leave the field. It's a head injury, so it's a head interchange as Harrison Hansen's going to replace him. Leigh taking it over the 30. It's coming across to the right-hand side, Mortimer, and then the ball's out, but that's a great tackle by Talapapa on Matt Fleming on the 20-metre line. There's a lot of messing around in the ruck. Referee allows play on, though. And Greg Richards there gets met by 3 Featherstone Rovers players. Brooks, Bostock and Mariano. It comes over to the left-hand side. They've got an inside. Well, I thought they were going to put an inside ball there to Danny Tickle, but they didn't. And it comes to the left on the last tackle. Mortimer's going for the line himself. He gets tackled short, though, and Featherstone Rovers defend that set of 6 well. And they're going to get the turnover just on their own line.
Good line defence there from the Rovers, but Leigh with that opportunity through some indiscipline, just like it was in the first half. It's got to be disappointing to see.
Well, I'd say disappointed, but the boys have had the resolve has been really good. If that happened in the first half and they scored, so I think it'd be a bit of a positive to complete that set, especially with them so close to the line. Let's see what happens now. Briscoe's just gone down.
It's a tough ask for Featherstone as well to bring it away from their own line in this set of 6. As like you say, Luke, Briscoe's down in back play. He's holding his foot or his ankle. I think the referee's going to stop the play while he gets some attention.
He's got his knee strapped as well, so I don't know whether it might be that knee again. So let's hope not.
This would be a blow for the Rovers. They've looked very dangerous on the fringes in this match so far, and Briscoe has been struggling with a couple of injuries this season already. Very disappointing to lose him again.
Certainly would. It's not looking good at the moment. He's laid out while Faz the physio just attends to him to just check out what is wrong with him. Sitting up. But just going back to that, where Featherstone did defend against that Leigh penalty, like you said, Luke, that would have been that possibly earlier on in the first half would have led to a try. But Featherstone showing the resolve there in defence as Briscoe gets to his feet. It looks like he's okay to carry on, so that's good news.
Magic sponge came out.
It's fantastic, is that magic sponge? Brooks going to play the ball just short of the 30. I think it's on the 4th. Bostock met by a wall of red and white there from Leigh, and it is the last tackle now, so just over the 40-metre line. It comes to Briggs. Briggs with a left-footed kick. Goes out there to Mitch Brown, who takes it well, and Mitch Brown through a gap. Mitch Brown just sliced through the gap there, and Leo got the ball.
Great cover tackle from Briscoe there.
Featherstone defence was back well on Liam Hood there. He'd been passed the ball by Mitch Brown, but Leigh are 15 metres away from that try line, and it comes across with Mortimer now. And the ball's taken forward by Danny Tickle. Danny Tickle gets tackled just inches short, and Leigh really in the danger area now as Liam Hood in it. Dummy half. Mortimer passes the ball into the middle. Featherstone defence is good though with John Davis. Going from dummy half, Liam Hood, and he goes over the line. Featherstone defence caught napping there with the markers, and Liam Hood goes under the post for Leigh to score.
Some really fluent attack there from Leigh, and they're able to capitalise on it. Grab the stranglehold at the start of this second half.
Yeah, that were disappointing to see that kick force a break straight away. We've talked all week about his defensive pressure and how we need to be aggressive with them. That shouldn't have been that break shouldn't have happened really, especially at the start of the half where they've got quite a bit of energy.
And in terms of the type of try that it was, Liam Hood going in from dummy half as a hooker, really your markers should be marking that kind of try. Yeah,
I mean, I think we should have done a lot better there. I think he sold the dummy. They went one way, and then he just took his opportunity. And fair play to him. He's done well. That's why he's probably one of the better hookers Super League. Really, I believe. I think his running game and his attacking game is real good.
He is, and like I think I said it in the first half, to bring a hooker of the calibre of Liam Hood on to replace Mickey Hyam, they've certainly got a lot of wealth there in that hooking role, have Leigh. But Featherstone Rovers, then they're 22 points to 6 behind in this game against the LEIGH Centurions here at the LD Nutrition Stadium as Scott Turner kicks the game back underway, and Featherstone now need to muscle up in defence and get back on it really, and Leigh scoring first in that in this second half to put that gap further. It's not the sort of thing that Featherstone would have been wanting, but it's something that they'll need to recover from. So Leigh taking it up to the 30-metre line. That man Liam Hood again in at dummy half, and shows the dummy and then gets it out to Matt Fleming, who plays the ball. And they're coming with some speed now. It's fast play, but the ball goes missing. Comes off a Featherstone player. John Davis dived on it. It's offside, unfortunately. I think you could tell there John Davis was stood there thinking, shall I dive on this or not?
I think you were in two minds. I think he just wanted to get rid of the stop the play, but he shouldn't have done really, because it's giving away a penalty.
They are taking the tap though, Leigh on the 40, and Leigh really putting a lot of pressure on Featherstone Rovers at the moment. As we expected early in this second half, Liam Hood, that man again with the ball, and going for the half breaker, Leigh, but good tackling there by Thackeray and Talapapa. It's a quick play, the ball, it comes out.
Forward.
It looked a forward pass to from McNally, and Matt Fleming even stopped himself there. He nearly gave the game away. It comes into the middle now with Mortimer. And Glenn Stewart, he gets tackled on the 10, and Featherstone are looking to do a double substitution at the moment, but not yet. And it comes out to the left-hand side with Drinkwater. That's a poor pass by him, though, and the ball goes to ground. It's a knock-on. Featherstone survived that. It's going to be a scrum on the 10 as Griffin and Moore look to take to the field.
Real relief Leigh didn't come away with points there, because that have been twice in this match that there's been a forward pass in the build-up to a Centurions try. As it is, though, Featherstone come away with the ball, scrum on the 10 metres.
Yeah, it certainly was. And these forward passes aren't being picked up by either referee or the touch judges, unfortunately. So Featherstone Rovers, though, like we say, do survive. There's a 10-metre scrum. Griffin and Moore still on the sidelines. They're not going to enter the field of play just yet as the ball comes out the back of the scrum. Bostock takes it forward. 15 metres away from his own line. He gets put to the floor. Sorry, it's Hardman, not Bostock. I'm going to get those mixed up. Talapapa taking it forward now. He bounces off the first phase of defence and then gets tackled eventually by Greg Richards, and he plays the ball quickly, and it's good play there by Wildy as he scoots forward, takes it towards the 40. Briggs in at dummy half. Moore is now on the field. Moore looking for the offload, but it is wrapped up by Veyer. But he gets up to halfway line. Ball comes to Griffin, who's also on the field. Comes out to the left-hand side to Thackeray on the last. He puts the kick up into the air. It's not taken at all well by Drinkwater, but eventually Mitch Brown does take it well. It's a pity that Featherstone couldn't capitalise on that.
No, I think that was a decent kick. That, to be fair, we got Hardy and JD got straight into that Mitch Brown, which is he's been very powerful for Leigh today.
It's a loose pass by Leigh, but they come away with it with Matt Fleming. Mariano it is that's left the field. Luke Briscoe, I think, has left the field as well, hasn't he? Because Josh Hardcastle's gone over to that right wing as Leigh are on the last tackle now. Kick comes in from Drinkwater. It's a high kick. Referee's pointing it. Hardcastle does well under pressure, though, and takes it well on his own 20.
Good work. Good work, Hardy.
Ball comes to Ian Harmon, who takes it forward. I think a few Featherstone players were thinking that there could have been offside by Leigh, the tacklers that came in on Hardcastle there, but nothing was given. It comes over the 30 now. to Griffin. Griffin to Thackeray. Thackeray to Farrell, who gets a great ball to Talapapa. That's a high tackle on Talapapa there.
That shot was outrageous.
See what the referee does. Was it Matty Dawson who did the shot? He's calling him out. He's gone right down to the other end of the field. Oh no, it's not. Is it Matty Dawson? I think it is, isn't it? So just having a quick chat with him, saying keep it down, lad. Nothing else. Referee gives the penalty. Featherstone Rovers going to take this kick to touch and take the tap 40 metres away from that leigh line. Wildy it is who takes the tap, gets it to Thackeray. Thackeray to Moore. It was a lovely pass, by the way. Yeah, good play by the prop Richard Moore there, making yards forward with people on, but that's a loose pass by Featherstone, and it's picked up by Lee in broken play. Thankfully, Featherstone put Ian Hardman, it was, who managed to hang on to the Leigh player's feet. So attack has to turn into defence for Featherstone Rovers now as Leigh take it over that halfway line. Griffin and Wildy in on the tackle there well. Leigh now taking the ball over the 40. Comes out to the right-hand side with Mortimer, holds it up, he gets it to Fleming, who puts a kick through for a chase, but it just goes into touch there. Matty Dawson was chasing that quick kick from Fleming, hoping for it to stay in the field of play, but it goes into touch. Featherstone going to get a put-in at the scrum on the 10-metre line.
There was some promising go forward from the Rovers there, in particular that half break from Richard Moore. He worked his arm free, but there just wasn't the sport play there for him, was there? No,
we work a lot on support plays and stuff like that, and we're disappointed to see that there were nobody going through the line with him. We know what Rich is like. We know that he's always needing support around him because you never know when he's going to get that arm free.
Talapapa now takes the ball forward from that scrum. He just gets tackled short of his 20-metre line. The penalty goes against Talapapa for moving off the mark, though. It's oh, that's a killer, that, Luke, isn't it?
Massive, yeah. I don't think that's a correct decision. He's gone to play the ball, and he's had people all over him, and like I've said previously, all game really, he's one of them who fights and fights and fights to play the ball, and he's done that, and they've just given. I think they've given the wrong decision there.
For me, if there's people in the ruck, how do you play the ball? I just don't understand it, and it's one of the rules in the game that frustrates me the most, I think, is that one. But anyway, Leigh are on the attack now. Drinkwater gets it across to Mortimer.
That's exactly what we're seeing, though, about the defensive line there from the middles that they've got forward. They're on the line and they're getting forward, which is absolutely brilliant. Daryl Griffin leading the charge.
Certainly, Greg Richards now with the ball for Leeds, 5 metres away from that Featherstone line. Liam Hood gets it across to Mortimer. Mortimer puts a little kick through. Is it touched down there by Leigh? I think it possibly could be. It was Glenn Stewart that was going for the ball. I'm not sure if he actually got a touch to it first, and then it came out to the right-hand side. Matty Dawson.
Field is the call given as the referee takes this over to the screen.
You could say it was an element of luck there because I think it was Glenn Stewart had totally missed it, hadn't it? But fair play to Matty Dawson, I think it was, who followed up there and managed to get the ball down over that try line. I think this will be a try for Leigh. Featherstone not able to keep them out. This will make it Featherstone 6, Leigh 26 if the try is given. And it certainly is. So try is given there. Featherstone go further behind in this game. It's Featherstone Rovers 6, LEIGH Centurions 26.
Was a little fortuitous there because you reckon if Glenn Stewart does manage to get a hand to it, it's not going to be good contact. There's a good chance of a knock on. As it happens, he completely misses it. The ball goes through and Leigh come away with the points.
Josh Drinkwater with a conversion attempt 10 metres in from that right-hand touch line. A little easier for the last one that he had to attempt. Sorry, the one before that. It's on the right side for him as well, and it hits the post and it goes in. Like I say, when it's going for you, it's going for you. So Leigh extend their lead. It's Featherstone Rovers 6, Leigh Centurions 28 in this round 1 Super 8 qualifiers game. 23 minutes remaining in this game.
Featherstone with a real job on them, but plenty of time left on the clock. So how did they respond to a situation like this?
There's, like you said, there's plenty of time left. We've got to put some pressure on their line. We started off real well, real positive. Give away a penalty. It's not looked real good from there, but we didn't need that. No, that's not what we need. Straight onto the 40-metre line now from a short kick-off.
Yeah, Hardman trying the short kick-off there, but Matta Fleming caught it and managed to evade a few oncoming Featherstone tacklers as well. So Leigh already up onto halfway as they play this ball, and it comes across to that left-hand side. Good tackling there, though, by Davis and Briggs. On halfway, Lockwood and Carlisle, I think, are going to be brought into the fray in response to that last Leigh try. Leigh now on the Featherstone 40. Richards taking it forward down the middle of the field. Plays the ball and he's off balance as he plays it. It's the last tackle. The kick comes in and Leigh gather it. And they're going to go in for yet another try of Leigh here. Leigh back-to-back tries. It's really hurting Featherstone Rovers. Is this at the moment? Leigh going for get over the 30 points mark. It's Featherstone Rovers 6, Leigh 32.
Ambitious from Featherstone with the short kick-off, but it doesn't come up trumps, and ultimately they didn't have that cushion then defending that set. Leigh in decent field position on the final play, and it comes off for them.
I mean, I think to start a game like that with this much time left, that's the last 5 minutes sort of thing to do. But I think what we should have done there is kick them down to their end of the field, and we've shown that we can defend hard when we want to, and we can keep them down there. They've instead of having, if you look at it, instead of having to make 60 metres, instead of having to make 80 metres down the line, they've only had to make 60.
Josh Drinkwater it was that scored that try. He's looking to convert his own try at the moment, about 8 metres in from that left-hand touch line. He's missed it though, he's unsuccessful with that. So it is Featherstone Rovers 6, Leigh Centurions 32 as Lockwood and Carlisle enter the field for Featherstone Rovers.
It's not just about a short starting point with the short kick-off either, is it? If there's a long kick-off, you have more options as a defensive unit, whereas with the short kick-off, it's damage limitation from the off.
Yeah, definitely. Like I say, that's a lot better kick-off that we've just done there. But it's like I say, it's more like a last 5 minute thing to do.
And it was Harbin, wasn't it, who came in for that short kick-off as well? Is it kind of something that he looks to do, short kick-offs?
Not necessarily. I don't think. Maybe if we're chasing the game a little bit, but I can see why they did it, because they've got a chance of getting the ball back and getting attack straight away. But no, for me, what we needed there was a longer kick-off, like we've done now. I mean, I think they're on the fourth tackle.
Yeah, and they're still in their own 40.
And they're on their own 40. If we'd have done that in the previous set, they probably wouldn't have scored.
It's almost about the defence bullying them, isn't it? And forcing the mistake from them as well. And if you can force a mistake down in their own half, you've got a lot better chance. But it's gone now. It's the last tackle, and the kick comes through from Leigh. They're looking to just drill it towards that corner line, and they do. It's a good kick from Leigh. Is that Featherstone are going to put in at the scrum on their own 10?
Featherstone able to be much more aggressive there with the long kick-off, because ultimately if it doesn't come off, then you do have that cushion. Whereas if you're aggressive in your own half and it doesn't come off immediately, Leigh are able to punish them.
Yeah.
You think perhaps it's not Ian Hardman's ability to take the short kick off that brings him inside as well, but you know, Scott Turner's got such prowess in the air that he can be a real threat out wide, and that is something they might look to use later in the game.
Yeah, definitely.
So at the scrum now, ball comes out to Ian Hardman, who takes it forward, 15 metres away from his own line. Kyle Allen at dummy half, having just entered the field to Hardcastle. Hardcastle fighting to get to his feet. He's not happy with the attention there from Mortimer, who was holding him down. Bostock with a great, drive forward. He gets the ball away, but it's unable to be taken there by Kyle Briggs. So Leigh getting the ball, they've turned it over, and now a high tackle comes in, and it goes from bad to worse for Featherstone Rovers.
Andy Bostock looked distraught with his support play there. He was shouting at the men behind him, and they're going to need to look to play off the cuff a little bit because this Leigh defence is really well set. Perhaps on the second phase is the way they can find those openings.
Yeah, exactly. We always say in training and in we've got to push at all times, but we've got to especially push with Richie and Bozzy.
Vaya taking it forward. He's 5 metres out.
Good tackle.
That was a great tackle there.
Griff.
And Griffin and Lockwood in on the tackle there, forcing Leigh to lose possession, and the scrum gets set for Featherstone Rovers. So important to do that, isn't it, to put those hits in.
James Lockwood's been a real enforcer today. He epitomises that ugly championship rugby style, and it's something that a lot of these Super League players won't be used to. Those who came through the ranks with Leigh, perhaps they'll be more accustomed to it, but some of them, they won't be fancying that.
No, Lockie's one of them who's just an absolute workhorse. He'll go, he'll just go forever, and you know that he's going to do a job for you, and he'll always defend and he'll work hard for you. But yeah, he's been a massive influence on this team today, as well as Griff as well. I think Griff has been outstanding, and Bozzy. As middle pack's been real good. Unfortunate there.
Commentator's curse.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Bostock losing the ball there. He's 15 metres away from his own line. So Featherstone giving Leigh lots of opportunities. Castle's down in back play, getting some attention by the physio as well. Mariano looks to be entering the field for Featherstone Rovers at some point.
You have got to be prepared to take that with Bostock style, though, because for every time that Featherstone lose possession through him holding the ball a bit loosely, looking for that offload, there'll be a time where he'll create a break, and that can bring about a chance to score points for the Rovers.
Hardcastle gets back to his feet. He limps across to that right-hand wing where he's replaced Luke Briscoe, who had to leave the field with an injury.
Frankie Mariano's down here on the sideline, so he looks to be preparing to re-enter the field.
Certainly is, yeah. So Leigh going to get the put in at this scrum, 15 metres away from their own line. Mortimer it is who feeds the scrum. It comes out the back, down the blind side with McNally, who dances and dodges around and eventually gets put down 8 metres out. Hudding at dummy half. It comes into the middle with Stewart. Stewart's tackled well there, though. Comes out to the left and round the back to Drinkwater, and then on the charge. Featherstone Rovers defence holds up firm, though. Leigh just centimetres away from that line, and there's a ball comes across the left, and it goes behind all the attackers, and Davis chases. He's not able to effect the tackle, but eventually, as you say, Hardcastle comes up with it with Lockwood. Comes out into the middle once again with Mortimer to Stewart. Stewart 15 metres out. It's the last tackle for Leigh. It comes across with Mortimer. He almost gets tackled with the ball in hand by Thackeray. It comes back to Anthony Maria, who's back on the field for Leigh, and he puts the ball over the top down that left-hand side to Peterson, who gets the ball out, and they're looking to go for the line, and the ball gets thrown into touch by Leigh. So Featherstone Rovers survive that attack.
That did look dangerous over on that far side, but it's great covering defence from the Rovers, able to slide across. You know, part-time side coming into this final 15 minutes, you'd have thought they might be tiring, but they got across as a unit there, and they were able to cover for each other.
Yeah, we've worked on that a lot. As defence is a massive part of our. It's talking about like being ruthless and wanting to defend, and we've just proven there that we don't mind defending at all.
Richard Moore trying to play the ball quickly there. He wasn't allowed to, so Featherstone Rovers got a penalty. They're going to tap it just 5 metres short of halfway. It comes to Mariano, who knocks the first tackler off. Anthony Maria, it was who he knocked off, and he goes 10 metres forward with the ball in hand. He's not able to play the ball, though, at all, and really a lot of messing around at the ruck. And Featherstone with a quick phasing attack there.
Great pick up from Talapapa, gets it out to Turner.
That was a great pick-up by Missy Talapapa, and Turner takes the ball, and Talapapa at dummy half. Connor Farrell now with the ball in hand, takes it to the 20, gets the ball out of the back to Talapapa again, who sees a gap, and he goes forward to Talapapa. Talapapa's going to go under the 6. That's a great try, great play by Connor Farrell, getting the ball away, and Talapapa, that man, just saw the gap and ran straight under those posts.
Talapapa thoroughly deserves that. He's been a real workhorse bringing the ball forward all through this match. Has a beautiful pick-up over on his left side, and then it's a good find from Farrell on the inside. There was no way Missy wasn't going to get that down.
No, excellent play there. He's just did that inventiveness from Missy, that just from a loose just a dropped offload. He's just going to run hard, and he's reaped the rewards from it.
Certainly has. So Featherstone Rovers get into double figures. It's Featherstone Rovers 10, LEIGH Centurions 32 in this game. It's given Featherstone Rovers a little bit of heart when it had been all one-way traffic in this second half, and it's the first time I've seen Featherstone get up to that end of the field as Harman adds the extras. So Featherstone get up to 12 points. It's 12-32 at the moment. In this game, this round 1 Super 8 qualifiers from the LD Nutrition Stadium. So Leigh coming back for the kick-off.
As well as the performance, as well as the result, it's important that this Featherstone team entertains throughout the qualifiers. You know, they're not just here to make up the numbers. They're here to give these fans in this ground, for those 3 games they've got at home, you've got to give them something to cheer about.
They certainly do, and when you look at the scoreline on paper, I don't think it's been a massively true reflection of the game. I don't think Featherstone have been a 30-point worse team. 20 points even, I can't add up. So Thackeray now takes the ball from the kickoff. Featherstone on their own 20. See if they can back up that try. It would be wonderful if they could, and it comes out to the right-hand side with Lockwood. Featherstone fans starting to make a little bit of noise now, and it comes to Briggs. Briggs across to Thackeray. Thackeray, though, the ball goes behind play. Talapapa manages to pick it up.
Round his head.
Talapapa plays the ball. Turner in at dummy half. He takes it forward himself, but he's met by Fleming. Carlisle in at dummy half, gets it to Griffin. Griffin out to Thackeray, across to Briggs. Briggs with an inside pass to Harman. That was good play. Nice move. Was over the 40 metre. They're still in their own half for Featherstone Rovers, though, and comes out to Briggs, who puts that left-footed kick in to touch. It's a lovely kick there from Kyle Briggs. It goes into touch just within the field of play, so Leigh are going to have to set the scrum on their own 10. That inside pass to Ian Harman, was that a move you've been practicing on the training field, Luke?
Yeah, we've well, it's just like I said, just support really, and that is one of the moves that we do. But yeah, it's just that inventiveness from Briggsy and Thax, and I think it's working at the minute.
So Leigh having to set the scrum on their own 10-metre line. They're going to have to bring it away. There's 10 minutes left in this game. And from the back of the scrum, the ball's taken forward by Brown, and Mickey Hyams back on the field for Leigh. Takes it in at dummy half, gives it to Maria, who goes forward. He looks such a strong player, does Anthony Maria. Takes it up to the LEIGH 40. So they've already made 30 metres, have LEIGH, in those 2 sets. And Stewart gets away from the Featherstone tacklers. And Turner with a great tackle in the end. And they've knocked on. So that is a brilliant tackle by Scott Turner there on Stewart. He made the break, and he wasn't expecting Turner to come in like that, was he?
No, the wrecking ball.
Complete reversal there on the tackle as well. It goes from a fantastic opportunity for LEIGH to now some promise for the Rovers. They'll get a real boost from that, and ultimately they've come away with possession.
Yeah, definitely. Scotty reminds me of a young Leslie Van Colo.
They just look so alike, don't they?
Exactly.
The volcano. So it comes out the back of the scrum to Kyle Briggs, to John Davis. He's met well, though, by the LEIGH defence. Lockwood now with the ball. Gets tackled just short of the 40. Carlisle at dummy half to Briggs. Briggs shows it and gives it to Thackeray. Thackeray shows and goes himself, but Maria's in with the tackle. 5 metres short of halfway. Comes to Connor Farrell. Got a very distinctive running style as Farrell. He gets tackled just in his own, in the LEIGH half, and it comes to Thackeray. Thackeray out to Briggs. Getting it wide now, Featherstone Hardman to Davis. Davis evades the first tackle, but then gets put down, and he's 35 metres short, and it's the last tackle. Comes to Briggs, to Mariano, to Thackeray in the middle of the field. He puts a little dink over the top, but that's easily taken by Matt Fleming. He's lost the ball, though, and Talapapa's picked it up. Talapapa with the ball in hand. It's a free play. Talapapa gives it to Lockwood. Lockwood going for the line. He's 5 metres short. Featherstone now with 6 tackles. 5 metres away, and it's a penalty as... surely that's a professional foul, isn't it, as they pick Lockwood's foot up, because that allows LEIGH to get set. It was broken play there. If he'd have been able to have a quick play of the ball, Moore now with the ball. Moore goes towards that line. He gets tackled a couple of metres short, and Carlisle's in at dummy half. Comes out to Briggs. Briggs to Lockwood, but yeah, it perhaps would have been better to miss Lockwood out there. He was met by they were waiting for him. Ball comes to Thackeray. Oh, Thackeray passes the ball, and it's not gone right. It's a free play, and there's a penalty gone now because the ball had been kicked forward by McNally, and there's a little bit of to in and throw in. I think it was Richard Moore involved there, and he likes to get in the middle of it, does Richard Moore, doesn't he?
Richard Moore and Maria working their way around the pack of the rest of the players to come together once again, but they've all been separated now, and you know, sometimes that's a bit of entertainment too out there.
Not if you're in it.
Are you one of these who stays up peripherally?
Yeah,
when it comes to stuff like that?
I don't want to ruin my face, that's what it is.
My brother was a prop forward, and he ended up with a perfect face because he always used to run away from any aggro.
I'm not going to mention Tommy Saxton again after the backlash I got last time.
Yeah. It's nice to know he listens to us, though, isn't it?
Richard Moore receiving a yellow there, being sent to the bin. So the referee not too happy with the part he had to play in all of that. Featherstone down a man then, and
he's not
particularly losing one of the forwards. What kind of impact does that have?
Oh, that'll be a big loss, that, because Rich is just one of them players who wears his heart on his sleeve. You know, he plays with everything that he's got, and especially to lose a player like him in this closing 8 minutes, it'll be tough. And
that's it. Featherstone are going to have to finish this game with 12 players out there. That's the more worrying thing. It's they're going to have to do it tough as LEIGH get this penalty, and they're going to take the tap on halfway.
Amplified, of course, by LEIGH being the full-time side. You can do as much strength and conditioning as you like, but these lads don't have jobs to go to, unlike their Featherstone men as opposite numbers. That's
a good point, as Greg Richards takes the ball forward after the first drive by Danny Tickle. So second tackle, the 35 metres out now. Comes back to Mortimer. Mortimer to Veyer. Veyer taking it to the 20. Hireman looking left and right at dummy half. He goes left, though, to Mortimer. And then to that man, Anthony Maria. Takes some putting down, but eventually they do as Briggs gets round his legs, and Hyam's going to the left, and it's a short pass, and they're going for the line, trying to reach out, but he's held over the line on his back.
Ado.
So yeah, out there on that left-hand side, good tackling by Featherstone Rovers, by Ardcastle, and Lee now with a little drill through, and Thackeray bobbled on him, and they're going to try and drag him over the line, and they do. So they're forced to drop out, and a repeat set there, have Lee. It was a little grubber kick that Thackeray had to juggle with. It was just a little bit off balance when they came in, the chasers, and dragged him over the line. So just waiting for a ball, I do believe, here to enable Featherstone to take this drop out.
Down to 12 men, part-time team, like we say, you would expect this dropout to take an age. We've just over 5 minutes left on the clock.
Certainly would, and eventually it comes with Kyle Briggs. It's high, quite short one, and it bounces. It goes into Greg McNally's hands, though, and Maria now with the ball. Featherstone Rovers up there chasing. Carlisle, Lockwood and Griffin in on that tackle, 35 metres away from the Featherstone Rovers line. Lee looking for a late flurry with Hyam. Hyam's dancing around. Hyam's away. Hyam's got the ball away to McNally, who's going to dive under the posts for a Lee score. Featherstone Rovers 12, Lee 36, and I'm guessing Drinkwater will add the extras to make it 38. 5 minutes remaining in this game.
Well, you picked out Greg McNally as one of the danger men before the match, alongside Mickey Hyam. Yet another one, that wily fox through the middle.
I know, yeah. He's like I say, he's like a fine wine, isn't he? He gets better with age. He's just that was just class play by an absolute legend of the game.
And what he does, I mean, he's just been brought on the field for the last sort of like 10 or 15 minutes, and what Hyam's so good at doing is good at exploiting tired forwards' legs, isn't he, in the middle of the park?
Yeah. He spots the gap. He's got that experience. But I think we saw there, Lee had the support play, which was all important to completing that try, capitalising on the opportunity. And Featherstone have lacked that in this match.
Yeah, it's been a difficult one really, because Featherstone in patches have shown absolute class, and matching up against a team like Lee's, you know, it's a good feat, because they haven't been the worst side, I don't think, in the Super League this year, and they've matched up against them for quite large periods of the game. What Lee have done well is completing the sets. They've not really panicked. There were a stage in the first half where they looked like they panicked a bit, but they haven't really. And but Featherstone have done real well today, and I think they'll be able to take a lot of positives out of the game.
Drinkwater did add the extras. It's 12:38 here at the LD Nutrition Stadium, and certainly I think when you said, Luke, about Lee, it was as though half-time came at the wrong time, really, for Featherstone Rovers, because they were on the ascendancy then, and I think Lee were allowed to regroup as they got in at the half-time. Neil Jukes had a chat with them, and they came out a different team in that second half.
Yeah.
So it comes across to Mortimer now. He's got the ball in hand. He shows it up, goes to Veya. Talapapa not able to tackle him. Veya gets the ball away, and they're throwing it around now. Ali Hyam in the middle. He's dodging round. Is Hyam? It could have been a hint of obstruction there, but nothing given. And 30 metres out from the Featherstone line. Now Ali, and it comes across to Drinkwater. Now coming to that left-hand side. Last tackle it is. See what Lee are going to do with it. It goes to the Drinkwater. He floats a high kick across for Hardman to take, and he takes it well under pressure.
Penalty. Surely.
The referee's going to have a look at this. He's not going to give a penalty, though, and Hardman feels he was taken in the air unfairly, which I think, looking at the replay, you certainly could say that he had a good call on that, but penalty not given. Featherstone going to have a bring it away from their own 10-metre line. Connor Farrell. 4 Leigh players, and the ball comes free, surely stolen, and he's given a knock on as James Child Connor Farrell had 4 Leigh players around him there. And he's going to give the put-in at the scrum to Leigh. For me, when there's 4 defenders in around a player, it's very unusual that you're going to lose the ball unless it's reefed out.
Usually when you see a player you lose the ball, it's often on impact. So the instinct would tell you that late in the tackle, as that was, if he loses the ball, it's likely to be a knock-on.
Yeah.
We're not that close to the ball. We don't see the exacts.
Oh, reefed out, yeah.
And it can work unusually. It can work the other way. But certainly a surprising one, that.
I think it was as well. A differential penalty given there against Featherstone Rovers. An infringement at the scrum, so Mortimer it was who pointed it out to the referee. Maria now with the ball on the 10-metre line. Featherstone need to keep Leigh out. It wouldn't be fair, I don't think, the scoreline if they scored another. The ball's floated over into touch on that left-hand side. Poor pass by Josh Drinkmore to that. So Featherstone going to get the scrum here, perhaps justice, as we go into the closing minute of this game. John Duffy makes his way to the touchline. We'll be speaking to him in the press conference afterwards to get his thoughts on this game and on the Featherstone Rovers performance. Ball comes out the back of the scrum. Hardman it is who takes it forward, but he's met by some Leigh tacklers that push him backwards there. It's Veyer and Maria it was that pushed him backwards, and Leigh really finishing this game with the tails up. They're finishing it strongly, muscling up in defence against Featherstone Rovers. Lockwood takes it up to the 20. Ball's played as the final hooter sounds here at the LD Nutrition Stadium. Featherstone Rovers fans stand up to applaud their team, despite them going down by 12 points to 38 here at the LD Nutrition Stadium. They've been happy with what they've seen from them, and it's just been that Leigh have just been the better team on the day. They've managed to complete their sets. They've done lots of good support play and just ended up being the stronger team on the day. But Featherstone Rovers can take a lot of heart going into the next game.
Yeah, definitely. I think we started off this one as a real positive, and then I know they'll take the positives out of this game, and they'll roll on to next week, surely.
This is a welcome to the qualifiers then. Welcome to this level of intensity, but with a new coach, a couple of new additions, will this side improve throughout the process?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think it's going to be a lot different than last year. Anyway, I think we're going to have we've brought in some good players. We've got a lot of good players in the sidelines as well. So everybody's going to get an opportunity, and when that happens, we'll all put us bit towards.
It looks like Sky gave Mortimer the man of the match. They've just interviewed him out there, as Neil Dukes is now being interviewed, and John Duffy waiting. It's London away next, isn't it, in the qualifiers? So we know what London are capable of. Almost did it as well against London down there, and should have won that game.
Yeah, definitely. We've played London a lot now, and we know that they're a top side, and oh god.
Oh, there's some Leigh fans gone onto the field, and they're fighting with the stewards out there. This is silly from Leigh, and it's not. But you know, they've won the game. What on earth are they wanting to enter the field for? It's disgraceful from Leigh fans that they need to just have a word with themselves. Obviously, a bit too much drink.
In front of the Sky cameras as well, you know, there might well be a couple of football fans in the off-season flicking through the channels. They've found the new sport that they like on Sky Sports, and then they've seen that as the picture presented by Rugby League.
I'm just grateful that there's no Featherstone fans got involved there, because you can come down with a hefty fine from the RFL if your fans don't behave at games. So Thankfully, like I say, there's no Featherstone fans out there, just the Leigh fans that had entered the pitch.
So many of those supporters as well staying to applaud their players. A real credit to their club. Shame to see something like that, but Leigh have put on a good show today. They've been part of a fantastic occasion.
They certainly have. We're going to go down to the press conference now. Thank you to Luke Cooper for joining us. You've really added some extra insight into our commentary team today. Thank you very much for that. And thank you, Joe Crabtree, as well, for making it over here and adding to the commentary team. So, like I say, we'll be back next week for London away.
Thank you.